We wanted to build something special just for you. Hi, I'm Sean Zalmanoff, one of the coaches and founders of Next Level Loan Officers. And last year I had an epiphany. I wanted to go back to doing the two things that I love the best inside of the mortgage world. Number one, that was helping people buy houses, and number two, forming relationships with loan officers. So on October 4th was my first day at my new company and leaving the corporate exec gig. So we decided what better way to help you in showing you the things that I am doing on a day-to-day basis, the mindset that I have, the activities, the ATMs that I'm doing, and just talking about how all things work so we can help you. Look forward to you tuning in and watching everything that we have in store. I will see you on the inside.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sean Zalmanoff, and I am excited for today. I just got done with a little 5-mile run with some friends, and that little workout group that I meet with, we run some days too. And so today, it was 9 or 10 of us met up. We ran 5 miles, and I got to tell you, like, it's just being held accountable with other people is the single greatest gift that I think that we can give ourselves. I woke up just before 5 this morning, and had it not been for other men, other people that I was going to go meet this morning, there is no way I would have got out of bed. No way. I was up a little bit late last night. Again, I'm working on this. I keep tweaking this presentation that I'm doing for the St. Louis Association of Realtors. I get to do this presentation in front of like 220 some odd people already signed up for this event. You want to talk about a springboard for my business, and to be able to have an impact and influence others and create value and show people how much value I can create for them. It's all right in front of me there. And so I really, I've been tweaking it. I've been adding, been making it better, been putting notes in Canva to make sure that I remember this and that. I'm actually giving a demo of it today to my team. Ooh, that's another really good thing too. So not only is it great to wake up in the morning and have these amazing people to hold me accountable, but then I always set a deadline for myself for presentations, and then I will do it so with my ops manager, COO of my company, and my right hand, they will do me the honor of listening to the presentation. So I'll go through it. I put it in StreamYard. I guess the SLAR one's in Zoom. I'll still probably load it up. I'll do it in Zoom today just because that's how it's going to roll then, to make sure it's done right. I'll set it up in Canva though with my presenter view, and then the view that I will share with everybody else so they can see it as I roll through it. And by chance, if it's actually perfect, which it never is, then they'll tell me, hey, you don't need to change anything, but they always have great feedback for me. And even if it's just a minor tweak here or there, even if it is, I was actually talking about Next Level in a presentation I did a couple weeks ago on how mortgage companies make money and why you should care. It was something I did for realtors. And I'm going to be doing that same presentation right after. I'm going to do it again next week because I will have a code. I think I mentioned it ready for them to sign up and get on that, because I'm not going to miss a golden opportunity with having these 200 people, 200 plus people on there to not get them into something else right afterwards. But by doing this with Emily and Megan and having them give me that feedback, so I was talking about Next Level in that presentation, and I kind of went down a rabbit hole because I was just so excited about Next Level. And afterwards they were like, you know, it kind of almost sounded like you weren't, but for a minute I thought you were going to sell me a Next Level membership. And so just like little simple things like that, because I am passionate, and in certain things when I do talk about them, I may go down a rabbit hole. So I really value their feedback. They help me immensely with making sure that I get it done right. So having people you can rely on, having people that help hold you accountable, there's just nothing better than it. I'm excited for today. All right, 10:30 on the nose. I'm gonna jump on this meeting. My meditation was great, by the way. I'm gonna jump on this meeting with my ladies. I'm gonna flip the camera around after I log into Teams here, and they're probably gonna be upset that they're on camera because they're both working from home. But we meet every day at 10:30. We have a meeting on the calendar, and that it's a good spot for us to touch base and see what's going on with what needs to be accomplished, like the presentations this week, note cards that we're getting reprinted, and a bunch of branding stuff, which Megan was just showing now. I'll show you. Megan, were you just showing some new hats?
Yeah, my mom made them.
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice.
She just made like a long sleeve baseball piece with that shirt.
Oh man, look at that Better Rate Mortgage swag right there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if she could do it, but they look pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, we definitely need to order a lot of that. Oh, it's been a day. It's been a busy day. I was going to actually introduce everybody to the St. Louis Association of Realtors Education Director. So I've been mentioning this presentation I'm doing for the mortgage rate and housing forecast. As I said here, the best of times are still ahead of us, and but it got away from me. So she wanted to see the presentation just to make sure that what I was saying was money, and of course it was. She loved me, and even more afterwards. And then the president of the association wanted to get a copy, so just rolling through that with them. I had a new app in, needed to meet with our MSP, our managed service provider, who does of our IT stuff. We had a bunch of upgrades and things that were done here, and I got all those knocked out, as well as final touches on this presentation. So it's been a great day. I got to take a call in just a little bit from this guy who's doing an app. Had another contract come in, and I just hope you've had a great day too. Hey now, it is 8:48 on a glorious Tuesday morning here in St. Louis, Missouri. Wait, it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday. And I've gotten so much done this week, I don't even know what day it is. So I rested this morning. I didn't get up early. Well, I got up at a little after 6, but not for the usual 5 a.m. workout. I did not get up that early today. You know, some days your body just needs a rest, and my body was telling me that. So a little extra snuggle time with the wife this morning. But I just had a conversation with a realtor, and I want to talk about this because it's important, and it's important to have these lines of communication open. So I got an appraisal. We have a loan commitment next week, and the appraiser for some reason can't get the appraisal back. We even offered to pay an extra $100, and they can't get it back till a couple of days after loan commitment. We got plenty of time. It was a really short loan commitment anyway on the loan, just so we could get the contract accepted. That with our 5K guarantee, and you know, my special talents of calling a listing agent and telling them how amazingly approved the buyers were, help get the offer accepted. So hopefully we find a new appraiser that can get this done. But I just didn't want it to be a few days before the loan commitment and be like, oh man, hey, we don't have this appraisal. Since I already know that it's a couple days afterwards, I wanted to let the buyer's agent know. And I was like, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's what my team's working on. We'll probably find another appraiser. But if we don't, I want to get ahead of it. And I just know from 21 years of experience in doing this, that the earlier that I tell people, now I don't want to like create a fire where there isn't a fire, but the earlier that I tell people and just have a casual conversation, hey, I'm not worried about this, but here's what we're dealing with, here is where we are at, the better everything works. And the more the agent actually values me. See, we get these thoughts and feelings and emotions inside of our head that, oh man, if I tell the agent the appraisal's going to be late or this or that, like, they're never going to send me another deal. And that's just bullshit. Like, they don't care. They'd rather be informed of what's going on, especially when I'm like, hey, Sabina, like, here's what's up with this deal. I know they accepted it because we did X, Y, and Z. By the way, I'm happy to make the call to the listing agent to let them know this. And, I'll even issue, we don't really even issue loan commitments. We just say if there's not if there is an issue. But I was like, we'll issue a full-blown loan commitment subject to the appraisal so they know that we're done. And we're already really done with the file anyway before they even went into contract because we underwrote it in advance. So I just want you all to learn from this, and I want you to make sure that you're ahead of this. Like, having these conversations that you think are stressful, whether it's rate with a borrower, whether it is an appraisal issue. That's not really even an issue, just a little timeline thing. The earlier you have them, the better you will be, the less stress you will feel, the more success you will have, and the more success you'll have with your partners, because they will value you for just being upfront and honest. And it's just the name of the game. Don't overcomplicate it.
Oh yeah, it's been a good busy day. Just got my webinar set up, so I'm doing the big one for the St. Louis Associates Realtors, but I got my next one set up that I'm telling you that I was gonna promote during the one that I'm doing tomorrow. Again, you always wanna have that action plan and things built up afterwards. And then there's something else I'm sponsoring the St. Louis Association of Realtors on Friday, which we'll have a little booth and table set up there, and some QR codes so they can also sign up for the event, plus some other great information about us too. Kellen and I recorded an amazing podcast today, plus we got the 200th episode of the Next Level Loan Officers podcast coming up very soon. And then we had our owners meeting that we always have once a week. I'm about to take off and go to a couple local printers because I'm looking to realtors and I are sending out some information, some new home listings and things like that. And I'd like to use local printers. So on the bottom of it, we did some mock-ups of, hey, if we have put you on there, can we get a better deal? Because we'd really like to use somebody local instead of an online company. But sometimes the online companies are just so much better in pricing that we're forced to use them. Plus, I am getting my note cards redone. So, I've got my old standard note cards that I used to use. But I'm gonna get like some wedding type note cards. So I want them bigger, like the biggest card I can get that can still put a regular stamp on it. And then we're gonna have it with, it's like when you open up the envelope with some nice foil that matches my color, because I want these note cards. I want them to be weighty and heavy, and I want people to just be like, dang, when they like feel it and have some great impression. So we'll see if that works or not, but I'll be reporting back to you there. Peace out. Hey now, it is Thursday morning. It's 8:20 in the morning. I'm heading to the office, and it's Big Thursday for me today. I've been talking about this presentation that I'm doing for the St. Louis Association of Realtors, this webinar. I think there's like 250 people signed up for it. She said she was capping it at that, and I saw that there were 3 spots left yesterday, so assuming we're there. And I'm very pumped about it. My morning reading today was something from Marcus Aurelius, and
he says in there that nothing has power over us. Things don't have power over us unless we give it power. And there was an analogy about, like, think about losing something, and you lost it, and how frustrated and mad and all those things that you get because you lost it. And then think about something you lost and you didn't know you lost. And you know what? You didn't get mad about it because you didn't even know you lost it. And it got me thinking about our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, the things that we choose to give power to, and it's all inside of our head. And so as you go throughout your day, be really conscious about what you're choosing to give power to, what you let have power over you. Because really, when you're giving power to something, or some thought or some idea, you're giving it power over you. And it really resonated with me this morning. It makes me think about when the client doesn't return your phone call. I had somebody fill out an application, give me their social security number and everything, and then they don't and then like I've got every bit of information I could possibly have on you. Well, not possibly, but you know what I mean. And then you don't even return a phone call. Like, bro, why are you giving me your social security number and then not responding to me? So that made me think about some things. And then just like with my children as well too, like making sure that I don't, their tantrum isn't my tantrum. So I don't need to give that power over me either and let that upset my mood. I'm excited. I'm super excited for today. This is the biggest presentation that I've given in front of people since it's a webinar, but it's the biggest webinar I've done since I opened Better Rate Mortgage, and so I'm pumped about it. My goal is to have another webinar planned next week, and my goal is to get 50 of the couple hundred people that are on here to sign up for that webinar. That would make it a huge win. That helps me continue the conversation. That helps me create more value and get people into my ecosystem because they have reached out to be part of it. And so I'm really excited to be able to make that happen and deliver a bunch of value. One of the things that I'm going to tell them today, Frank Abagnale, the world's greatest con man, Catch Me If You Can, was that movie that Matt Damon or Leonardo DiCaprio, which I'm still not convinced are not the same person, but that's for another day, made about him. And, when he was a professor, or faking to be a professor, and they're like, how were you able to fake being a professor? And he said, I just read one chapter ahead. And so, that's part of my job, and that's what I'm going to convey to them when I make the analogy today. You don't have to be a genius about the markets. You just have to be a chapter ahead of your clients. And if you're a chapter ahead of your clients, guess what? Then you win because you know more than them. You can educate them, and you can create value. And that's what I'm going to do for a couple hundred people. Then we'll create some value, and then I'm going to get them to raise their hand to come on another webinar. And then I'm going to ask them to work with me, and I'm going to go get a bunch more business. So just finished up our webinar. It is now 11:30, and it was fantastic. Set a goal for 50 people to sign up, arbitrary number, for our next webinar that I was promoting on it, which I'm going to have to pat myself on the back. It was a pretty genius idea to make sure I had that webinar set up to pull people in. 25 people already registered for it, so that's still a good success. I'm sponsoring another event for the association tomorrow. It happens to be a live event, and I will be, we'll have a little flyer with our QR code to register for the event on the table there.
Got a bunch of emails and text, Ring Central text. I didn't give anybody my personal cell phone, but they do have my Ring Central business number. People who want slides, people who wanted more information about the presentation, so I'm going to send them that flyer. People who wanted to get signed up for my Market Minute that I do every week. So I'm going to go plug all those people into that right now. Peace out.
Good morning. 6:24 on this fabulous Friday. I'm on my way to another Realtor Association event that I mentioned yesterday. So yesterday I gave the presentation. Today we're just a sponsor at one. This is a live event. It's actually another economic forecast that they brought somebody in town for. And it'll be, like I said, interesting to see how right they are compared to me. But anyway, I'm excited about it. There's going to be, I think, the thing sold out. I think they said 350 was the capacity for the event at the hotel that they're holding it at. Yesterday wrapped up awesome. Before I left for the day, I had somebody reach out for an application. A resident who is graduating and going to be a doctor here, her and her husband. So she reached out via email. It was like perfect. It was just a little after 4 in the afternoon, and I really don't like talking on the phone. I so much prefer Zoom. I like people to be able to look at me. I like people to be able to feel my energy, and I want to do the same with them. And it's just so much better to connect with people. So I was like, hey, are you good with jumping on a quick Zoom? She's like, yeah, I'm at work, no problem. I can jump on my work laptop, and so she did, and we had a great conversation. And it's pretty nice, based on $4,000 or so that they were thinking about spending a month. I was like, it's an easy $500,000+. She's like, oh great, that's more than we thought. So set that conversation up for success. Then right after that, I had somebody call me who found me from a Google review. Guys, if you know me, I love Google. Google is, I've been getting reviews on Google for years. And so she found me on Google, and moving from Alaska. So that's the power of Google. Give a little bump there. So so that's the power of Google. And she actually even mentioned, she's like, hey, we've done our mortgages with Guild up here, but they only had like 20 reviews and you had a couple hundred. So that's why I'm calling you. And my brother-in-law happens to live in Alaska, and we happen to be going to Alaska in a few months right after school gets out in the end of May, early June. We're going to be there. So, I just shared a little bit of that with her, and then was like, oh, well, you really don't care about my travel plans. It was all part of my staging. And she's like, oh no, that's great, because now I know who I'm dealing with. So you don't want to talk somebody's ear off, but make sure that you're sharing a little bit about yourself, like you're a real person just like them. Very, very good to be able to connect that way. Same with the doctor. We started talking about schools and parts of town. Although they were moving from Iowa, they were from Illinois, so they were familiar with St. Louis. That's what they wanted to be back here. And so you just got to connect with people like that. And then I woke up this morning and there was another application in my inbox. So I fired up my laptop and emailed them, let them know I'd follow up with them after the event today. And so I'm pumped. So as of last night, I told you my goal was 50. We had 25 people sign up for my next webinar that I was taking them off of the association's platform onto mine. And yesterday afternoon, before I left the office, it was 26. I haven't checked again this morning. So the goal today, we're gonna try to add another 25 people. I got a little giveaway, a little fishbowl. I don't know if you can see that back there. And so we're going to be giving away a $100 Amazon gift card and coffee with me. And I will tell you for certain that the results of that fishbowl card thing, they're rigged. Because if there's two amazing agents that I want to meet with, well, there's going to be two that win the gift card. And it'll just so happen that I pull their information that way. If there's one amazing agent, but yeah, it's not going to be random. I'm not going to pull somebody at random who I don't like, who doesn't do business, or who's just not a good use of my time to meet with. Oh, because it also says on the little thing when they sign up and they're throwing it in there that $100 gift card and coffee with me. So they're going to be forced. They're going to have a gift to be able to have coffee with me in order to pick up their card. And then I have a flyer, just a little information about Better Rate Mortgage, as well as a QR code and another flyer that I'm just going to tape to the table that is about our webinar, so they can just sign up, boom, click it, QR code takes them directly to the website where they will sign up to be part of the event. So I got about 15 more minutes. I'm gonna pop in an audio book on Headway here and get right to go to this event. Peace. So when you're at these events, you never know who exactly you're going to run to. This is a really good buddy of mine. We call him Flipper. So a lot of people watching this, you guys know how I like to work out in the morning, and this is one of my boys. He used to work out with us in the morning.
It's been cold outside.
Dave Wolf, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, man. So you excited to learn today?
I can't wait. We always enjoy hearing about something actual from economists instead of just pomp and circumstance in the news. So yeah.
Well, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for stopping by the booth today. We appreciate you.
Yeah, you bet, man.
10:57, and I just pulled into the office. Got back from the economic forecast for the St. Louis Association of Realtors. Pretty interesting. Lots of similar things that I put together in my presentation yesterday. I definitely differ with some of the economists on what they're saying about job growth. I don't think the job growth we're seeing is going to lead to inflation. I think the job growth we're seeing is people need to get their butts back to work. But that's just a matter of opinion. So we'll see how that puts itself down on paper over the next couple months, especially in May, June, and July, when April, May, and June's CPI numbers come out and are in full effect. You know, it was a pretty good event. I definitely like putting on my own events better. First of all, I like being the guy. I like being the speaker who does these things. I like the street cred it gives me. I am better at networking in a room at my event than I am networking in a room at an event that I'm sponsoring. At those events, you know, there were 15 sponsors there. And you all know, like, realtors, if you're at an event, you're there to see the economic people. You're not there to be sold to. I saw some agents that I wanted to connect with. Saw some agents that were on my presentation yesterday who came by the table and were like, oh man, that was amazing and awesome. So that was really fantastic that I got to see them. I didn't get a significant number of registrations for my other webinar. But you know what? If you don't put yourself out there, like, you're never going to know what happens. And I love baseball. St. Louis Cardinals, best baseball team ever was or will be. It's okay. You can disagree with me, or you can be right as well. But I mentioned that because I relate everything to baseball. And if you are a baseball player and in the major leagues, and for 10 years in a row, you get a hit 3 of every 10 times you go to bat, you go to the Hall of Fame, right? So when you go the tongue-tied there, when you go to these events and do these things, man, they're not all going to be home runs, man. They're not all going to be singles. And really, that's all you need. 3 out of 10 times you get a single. You bat 300 for 10 straight years, you go to the Hall of Fame. And so whatever. It was kind of a dud, but I made it worth my while in seeing a few agents. And that's what matters when we look at this. But I'm going to get up to bat, and I'm going to go again, and I'm going to swing, and I'm going to make sure that, I am there and present, because if you're not there, if you're not plugged in, you can't get a hit and you can't win. So it's Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. There's, he's oinking like a pig back there because he just beat me in a game of pig. We just wrapped up basketball season that I had the honor of coaching, and I think somebody thinks we might be getting a little mystery stop for some Oreos. I don't know, but it's fun to do everything that we do during the week, so we can have fun like this on the weekends.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna program it into the car.
He thinks he's programming Oreos into the car. I don't know, we'll see. This has been a day in the life of a top producing loan officer, and I hope you have found insight in watching what's going on this week to accelerate your personal life, to accelerate your business life, to clear some space in your mind so you can show up better for your family. That is what I promise to deliver to you every week. Until next time, friends, I'm Sean Zalmanoff. Peace out.